You know, it's very hard to get a man to understand something when his salary depends on him not understanding it. Oh my God, something just happened to me that has never happened in my life. I got pooped on. A bird pooped on me. This has never, ever happened to me in my life. And it just happened. I got pooped on. Oh my God. I've heard people say it's good luck, but to hell with that. Luckily, it was just a little bit. It was only a little bit. Thank goodness. And it missed my phone. He just barely missed my phone. But these birds, they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. You can't tell me he didn't see me. Of course he saw me. He aimed for me. Yeah, y'all, so we are back out here. 20,000 steps is the goal. Started the day with my warm lemon water and my molecular hydrogen. Feeling pretty good. So yeah, let's get it. But I just heard a crazy story that I gotta tell y'all. Okay, it's about this guy named Sonal. And Sonal is 52 years old and he lives in New Delhi, India. Now Sonal is a realist. He doesn't like scams. He doesn't like people getting scammed by organizations or religion or anything like that. He likes to expose religious fraudsters. At one point, a TV station puts together a panel of religious people and scientific people for a debate. And Sonal is on the panel. Another person on the panel is this priest who claims to practice black magic, and he says that he could actually unalive somebody with just his thoughts, just his mind. And so immediately Sonal is like, do me. So on live TV, he challenges this religious person to unalive him on TV using just his thoughts. And the guy says he can do it in 3 minutes. So Sonal is like, all right, let's go. So the whole process starts and he's muttering things and he's waving things around Sonal and, you know, doing all that he can. And 3 minutes goes by, Sonal's not dead. Okay, Sonal is still standing there. And the religious guy says, all right, well, just give me some more time. So they give him more time and he's doing his thing. He's waving his arms. He's doing all this. Nothing's happening. He says, give me more time. Goes on and on like this for like 2-3 hours. For hours this goes on. Until finally Sonal is like, listen, you're not doing anything. You haven't done anything. You can't do anything. This is all fake. Magic isn't real. Yada, yada, yada. Deer. Look at the deer. Look at the deer. Mira, mira. Yeah. Here's the thing. Apparently, there were 100 million people watching that program. So when that happened, Sonal's career just skyrocketed. It took off. He's famous all over the country, but it's not all love. Some people love him, some people hate him. So then in 2012 in Mumbai, there's this Christian church and it has a statue of Jesus on the cross, like a lot of churches do. One day, a woman who lives in the area is walking by the church and she sees red water dripping from the feet of this Jesus statue. And so she goes and she tells the church people and the elders, and they think it's a miracle. And so, of course, everybody gets excited and they're all going crazy over this statue, and they think that the water is the tears from Jesus. For your viewing pleasure, I'm going to insert a picture of those feet right here. So now hundreds of people start flocking towards this statue every day, and the pastor of the church starts holding his sermons in front of it. So the people are going crazy and they're on their knees and they're praying to this statue, and they are just believing with every fiber of their being that it's a miracle, to the point that they want to start to drink the water. And sure enough, they start to drink it. The pastor starts handing it out, and people are drinking this water dripping from this statue because they think it's the tears of Jesus, or maybe they think it's the blood of Jesus, just like they have the communion and everything. You know, they want to drink from whatever is excreting from Jesus. So of course, this is getting a lot of attention, and rumors about what the water can do is starting to spread, and they're saying it cured somebody's blindness and it cured somebody's cancer. You know, all these rumors are starting to spread. So another TV station gets involved, and they call up who else but Sanal. So Sanal shows up to the church with a film crew, and they're gonna film him investigating this Jesus water. So Sanal is investigating, and he's looking at the statue, and he looks at the wall behind it and the ground behind it, and he's seeing all this water back there to the point where there's algae growing on it. And he realizes there's a clogged drain right there. So he traces that back to a smelly toilet. So all this time, that water that they were praying over and thinking was a miracle and drinking, nothing but sewage water. So Sanal starts telling the people, he starts blowing the whistle. Listen, this is sewage water. It's not miracle water. It's not Jesus water. It's not his tears. It's not his blood. It is sewage water. And the bishop of the church is there hearing all this. And of course, he gets all mad because he doesn't want his miracle to be debunked. So he says, no, you're full of it. And he starts yelling and screaming and going crazy. And his rationale is because the water is coming up. He says it can't be from a drain because water only flows down. It never flows up. So that's impossible. But there's science. There's physics. Okay, if you ever take like a paper towel roll and put it in water, and you see how the water creeps up that roll, okay? So water can go up. It can go up, and that's exactly what was happening in this situation. It was going up for whatever reason. But of course, you know, the bishop don't want to hear that. I mean, his livelihood is the church. And there's one thing about somebody's livelihood. You know, it's very hard to get a man to understand something when his salary depends on him not understanding it. But the bishop doesn't want to hear it, and he's telling Sanal he needs to apologize, and Sanal is like, no, you need to apologize. You're the one harming people with this sewage water and telling them it's a miracle. You need to apologize. But what Sanal doesn't realize is the power of religion. And all of a sudden, he looks around and sees that he's surrounded by a bunch of religious fanatics who are coming for him. Because all of those believers were believing the bishop. They weren't believing him and his science. He can't come in there with his science after they've been believing religion all their lives and talk to them and make sense to them and reason with them, because you cannot reason with the irrational. And these people have an irrational belief in what they believe in, regardless of what any evidence proves to the contrary. And I guess Sanal didn't realize that, but he found out that day, because that whole place was ready to come after him. So he hightailed it. So the film crew that filmed all this, they aired it. They aired it on TV as a breaking news, and they put it up for everybody to see. And the bishop saw this, got mad, called into the station, told them to take it down. Of course, they said, no, we're not taking it down, but we'll put you on the air with Sanal and y'all can debate. So that's what they did. So they're debating, and an angry mob starts to form outside because people know that he's there, and they're like, show your face. And the bishop is mad and furious, and he's saying he's gonna punish you. He's gonna punish him if he doesn't, you know, take back what he said about this being a hoax, and he's gonna put him in jail, which is a thing in India. You can actually be jailed for their blasphemy laws. I guess they have blasphemy laws out there, which is wild. But yes, so these are real threats. And he's getting death threats, all kinds of stuff. So Sanal is like, okay, enough. And he hightails it out of there again, but this time he goes all the way to Finland. Okay, so he leaves India altogether, smart man, and goes to Finland, and he's living there for like 14 years, and apparently he's still living there, and he's still getting death threats. So it's just incredible how you can get a whole country, a whole population to believe something that is literally proven false. That's the power of religion. Very superstitious, writing on the wall. Remember that song by Stevie Wonder? When you believe in things I don't remember how the words go, but yeah, that's what happens. That's what happens. These people were drinking turd water and defending it with their lives. Willing to die, willing to kill for the belief that this sewage water is miracle water. Instead of just looking at the evidence and following the evidence where it takes you, because they have something up here, it doesn't matter what you say or do. It doesn't matter. So you gotta be very careful. You gotta be very careful. I mean, my goodness, the man had to leave the country and travel thousands of miles away, thousands of miles. Okay, you look at where Finland is compared to New Delhi. This is a crazy world we live in, man. And the people that we share it with can be even crazier. I'm hungry, I definitely want to go eat, but I said, you know what? Nah, let's get those steps in first. Let's start the day right. Let's burn the calories before we take in any calories. That's the key to a calorie deficit for me. Burn the calories before you take them in, and then you already start the day with a deficit. Anyway, guys, yeah, so I'll check back in with you later. Thanks for watching. Much love.